So have you ever found yourself kind of replaying moments in your mind, wondering, what if I had made a different choice?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common feeling, isn't it? That sense of the road not taken, the lives we sort of imagine we could have lived.
Exactly. Those quiet questions. Well, welcome everyone to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole collection of sources, articles, notes, maybe personal reflections, and we really explore them. We're looking for those aha moments.
And today we're diving into something, well, truly unique. We've got this fascinating set of sources, really personal stuff, all centered on one person's journey through, believe it or not, alternate realities.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to navigate these insights, trying to uncover some surprising truths about regret, about how our choices shape things, and maybe what it really means to be happy.
And this isn't just about one person's story, though. I mean, it is a really captivating story. Think of it more like a shortcut, maybe.
Yeah.
A way to understand some surprising facts about your own potential.
Yeah.
And the lives you are actually living right now.
Yeah. Right. It's about how we define fulfillment and, well, what we might be overlooking right in front of us.
Okay, so let's unpack this journey then. Our sources, they introduce us to Nora Seed. She's in her mid-30s from Bedford.
Right.
And her root life, as they call it, the life she knows, it's just steeped in this feeling of regret, overwhelming regret.
Yeah, we find her at a real crisis point.
Definitely. It's triggered by things that seem small, maybe, but they feel devastating to her. Her cat, Voltaire, dies. She loses her job at this music shop, String Theory, where she'd worked for like 12 years.
Wow, 12 years.
And a broken engagement to a guy named Dan. She actually describes feeling like a black hole, just sort of collapsing in on herself.
That's heavy imagery.
Yeah, she sees her life as a cacophony of nonsense.
And what's so interesting there is how immediately that taps into something so many people feel, right? That feeling of being stuck.
Totally.
The weight of past decisions, feeling like a failure. And the sources mention her background, her mother treating her like a mistake in need of correction.
Oh yeah, that detail about the sticky tape on her ear as a baby.
Exactly. It sets the stage for why she'd want an escape so badly. And this moment of intense crisis, her decision to die, it acts like a portal.
A portal, yeah. And this is where it gets, well, really interesting. Because the sources show us Nora doesn't actually die. Instead, she finds herself in this place called the Midnight Library.
The Midnight Library.
Yeah, it's vast, sort of ethereal, filled with these infinite green books, and it's always midnight there.
Always midnight.
Always midnight. And she's guided by Mrs. Elm, who was her school librarian from when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Kind, crinkled face. Nora apparently felt she was most on her wavelength.
A familiar, trusted figure.
Exactly. And each book in this library, it represents a life Nora could have lived if she just made one different choice somewhere along the line.
Okay, so connecting this to the bigger picture, like you mentioned the sources do, this library, it's a really powerful metaphor, isn't it?
For what, exactly?
Well, potentially for things like the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics. A character named Hugo later explains it like that. The idea that maybe every choice creates a new parallel universe.
Whoa, okay.
So her brain, in that state, between life and death, it translates this concept of infinite divergent parallel universes into something understandable.
Like a library.
Like a library, yeah. And Mrs. Elm, she's not just a guide. She's described as an interpretation, a mental metaphor.
So like someone she trusted deeply, like when Mrs. Elm consoled her after her dad died.
Precisely. It shows how our minds try to organize immense complexity, make it manageable using familiar forms.
Right. So Nora starts diving into these books, these other lives. She's hoping to find, the perfect life, or at least undo some of her biggest regrets.
Yeah, the search for the ideal.
But she finds out pretty quick, choosing different choices doesn't automatically mean choosing, perfect outcomes. Why do you think that's such a key takeaway here? What are we often getting wrong about this idea of a perfect life?
That's a great question. I think the sources really hammer home that our idea of a good life is often tied to external things, right? Or just fixing one specific regret.
Yeah.
We see Nora try out all these versions of success, different kinds of happiness, and time and again, the external stuff, the achievements, they just don't guarantee internal fulfillment. It really makes you question what we chase after.
Okay, let's look at some examples. One of her big what-ifs, the sources say, was breaking off her engagement to Dan.
The pub dream guy.
Right. He wanted to run a quaint country pub. So in one life, she explores that. They're married. They own the Three Horseshoes in Oxfordshire. Sounds kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
Chalkboards, quiz nights.
Sounds idyllic on the surface, yeah. But the source quickly pulls back the curtain.
What does she find?
Well, that dream has a dark side. Dan's drinking heavily. He's unfaithful. First, one stupid drunken moment, them apparently two.
Oh, wow.
And he's totally unsupportive of Nora's music. He tells her straight up, sorry, Nora, but that's your dream. It's not mine. Yeah. And then the kicker. No one's happy, Nora. It just shatters that illusion that achieving a shared goal automatically equals happiness. The people, their issues, that matters way more.
Okay, so that dream didn't work out. What about her swimming? The sources mentioned she was really talented.
Yeah, the fastest 14-year-old girl in the country at one point.
So she explores a life where she didn't quit. She becomes an Olympic swimmer, gold medal in the 800-meter freestyle, silver in the 400-meter. She even has a Wikipedia page.
Sounds like the absolute pinnacle, doesn't it?
It really does.
But again, this life has its own deep disappointments. Her parents got divorced because her dad had an affair with another swimmer's mother, no less.
Oh, messy.
Yeah. And her own mother died years earlier in this timeline. Plus, Nora herself has struggled panic attacks, time in rehab.
So success didn't fix everything.
Not even close. And her brother, Joe, he's her manager, but still puts pressure on her, telling her, don't let us down. It shows how pressure can make us, sure, but it can also break us. Success doesn't make you immune to life's problems or family stuff.
Then there's this really different life, prompted by Mrs. Elm. She becomes a glaciologist.
Right, researching climate change up in Svalbard. The source mentions it's technically a desert, which Nora apparently pointed out to Mrs. Elm way back.
Huh. Okay, so a life of scientific purpose, but also extreme isolation. And then there's a polar bear.
Yes, a terrifying encounter, and this experience is absolutely critical. She's alone, banging a ladle on a saucepan, screaming, bear, bear.
Intense.
And in that moment, she has this huge realization. She didn't want to die.
Wow.
That raw brush with, violent, indifferent death, it makes her want to live more than anything else. The source says this is crucial. She had to be disappointed in a life, not just scared of it, in order to try again with another book.
So the fear wasn't enough to send her back, but the disappointment in life was.
Exactly. That harsh life gave her a vital shift in perspective. And it's also where she meets Hugo Lefebvre.
Who is he?
Another slider, someone else jumping between lives. He basically confirms her experience isn't unique, which must have been, a relief in a way.
Yeah, validation. Okay, from Arctic isolation to rock stardom.
Her band, The Labyrinth, they're huge, playing stadiums, 20,000 people in Sao Paulo.
Crazy.
She's got a Thoreau tattoo. All good things are wild and free. Dating a famous actor, Ryan Bailey, sounds like the ultimate freedom, maybe.
Maybe. But I'm sensing a pattern here.
You guessed it. Glamorous on the surface, but filled with drama, stalkers, fake feuds, a messy breakup with Ryan Bailey, more rehab.
Uh-oh.
And the most devastating part in this life, her brother, Joe, he died of an overdose.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Nora reflects, it would have made things a lot easier if we understood there was no way of living that can immunize you against sadness. Even fame, maybe especially fame, brings its own heavy burdens.
So none of these lies are quite right. But the sources say there is one life that comes really close. It seems almost perfect.
Yes, this one feels different. She's a philosophy lecturer at Cambridge.
Nice.
Married to Ash, remember, the kind surgeon from her root life who told her about her cat.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
They have a daughter, Molly. Nora's writing a book on Thoreau. Intellectual fulfillment, loving family, good relationship with her brother, Joe, who visits with his husband, Ewan.
That sounds genuinely good. Like, really good.
It is. And this is the life she almost stays in. It proves that happiness is possible, that fulfilling lives exist.
But there's still a catch.
Well, not exactly a catch, but the sources are careful to show it's not, magically perfect either. She still has moments of wisps of gentle depression. She forgets little things like Ash having asthma. Small human imperfection.
Okay, relatable.
But the crucial moment comes when she visits her hometown, Bedford. She finds out that in this timeline, because she wasn't there in her root life role, her old piano student, Leo, he got arrested. Theft, possessing a knife.
Whoa. Because she wasn't there.
Because her influence, her presence in his life and her original timeline wasn't there to, perhaps, keep him on a better path. Realizing her absence mattered back home, that her seemingly insignificant life had real impact.
That pulls her back.
It makes her instinctively recoil from even this near-perfect life. It underscores how deep our connections are, even the ones we don't always see.
Wow. So after trying all these lives, vineyard owner, dog shelter worker, even a picture editor for National Geographic, she starts seeing this pattern.
Right. And then things get urgent. The books in the library, they start to burn.
Oh, why?
Mrs. Elm explains it. This whole place exists because of you. You are the power source. Nora's life force in her root life, her original body, is fading. If that goes out...
The library disappears.
Exactly. The library is in jeopardy. She has to choose to live now.
So what's the big revelation here, as she's facing this ultimate choice?
It crystallizes into this core insight that the sources really emphasize. It is easy to mourn the lives we aren't living, but it is not the lives we regret not living that are the real problem. It is the regret itself.
The regret itself is the problem.
Precisely. She realizes sadness isn't something to be eliminated. It's intrinsically part of the fabric of happiness. You can't have one without the other.
It's a profound shift.
It totally transforms her self-image. Not a collapsing black hole anymore, but a vibrant volcano, something that can destroy, yes, but also creates fertile new ground.
A volcano. I like that.
And she gets it. The most radical sense of change happened within the exact same life. She didn't need a different life. She needed a different perspective on the one she had.
So what does this all mean for, for us listening? Nora makes her choice.
She does. She chooses life.
She returns to her root life, wakes up back in her flat in Bedford. She's sick from her overdose attempt, but she's alive.
And she writes down 3 words, I am alive. Simple, but incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And this is where the insights become really practical, I think. She learns that what sometimes feels like a trap is actually just a trick of the mind.
A trick of the mind.
Yeah. The real potential isn't escaping to some other better life. It's about cultivating the life you're in.
So how does she do that? What does she actually do differently?
She takes small, real steps. She starts to reconcile with her brother, Joe. And it turns out he's already started getting help for his drinking and thinking about a new career path near his partner, Ewan.
Oh, that's great.
She reconnects with her best friend, Izzy, who's actually planning to come back to the UK from Australia anyway.
So connections were still there.
They were. And she resumes piano lessons with Leo, that student, helping keep him on a good path. She even starts playing chess with the real Mrs. Elm from her town, finding new, meaningful connections.
But she didn't need the vineyard or the California sunset.
Exactly. She realizes she doesn't need those external things to be happy. She finds purpose, connection, right there in Bedford, in her own previously regretted life.
Looking back at her whole journey, all those lives, what really stands out to you? What resonates the most?
For me, maybe it's that realization Nora has. You are nothing if not potential. That shift from feeling like a failure, a black hole, to seeing herself as potential, like that volcano image.
Yeah, that's powerful. I also like that line, the fun is in the jumping, but what if it's in the landing?
That's a good one, too. It really shifts the focus, doesn't it? From constantly seeking the next possibility to engaging with where you actually are.
Yeah.
And the sources really leave us with that powerful final thought to mull over. It is not the lives we regret not living that are the real problem. It is the regret itself.
Right. So the question for all of us listening is, how might your life shift if you started viewing it less as a series of missed chances and more as, well, this unique tapestry? Full of potential that's just waiting for you to engage with it right now.
Exactly. What small, maybe everyday actions could help you cultivate a bit more gratitude, a bit more purpose in the life you actually have? Recognizing that maybe the real fulfillment isn't in the jump, but like you said, maybe it's right here in the landing.